ahead, knock yourself out.
Let's go.
Get ready, fight!
Hello there, and thank you very much for joining myself, Colm Ahern, and my guest at this time, Adam Cook. Adam, how are you, darling?
I'm great, mate. It's good to be on this panel show that it sounds like you've just introduced.
And later on the show, we're glad to announce that we'll be having the Killers doing a performance of Dire Straits, Romeo and Juliet. But
Never really
before
topped
that,
Mr. Brightside, did they?
But before that, Adam,
Yeah.
we must talk about some sexy ladies.
No, we must talk about a fighting game because
But
there's
it's Dead or Alive.
Yeah. But listen, seriously, before we get into that, and we'll get into that because I know what you're like, there's not that many fighting games on the new consoles, is there?
No, there isn't. But I must take umbrage with what you said, because
Right.
the reason I am acting leery and all laddish, as if I am some form of Johnny Vaughan
Acting? Did you say you were acting?
tribute act, Dead or Alive has a name for being a bit pervy, because over the years, well, it's no secret to anyone, it's been a bit pervy. Now, with this installment of the Dead or Alive series, have they changed it up any bit?
So we're just getting this out of the way right at the start of the video, are we?
I mean, you're on my panel show.
It's just we haven't actually said the name of the game yet, you know.
I have to ask the hard questions, Adam. But the game is Dead or Alive 5?
Last round. Dead or Alive 5 last round. It's for PS4 and that, and it's no, they haven't, because it's kind of like I'm floundering here. Jesus Christ, you've got me hot under the collar. No, it's like a remaster, a HD up version. Do you know what I mean? It's Dead or Alive 5 last round. It's the PS4 version of
so similar to the
Ultra Street Fighter 4.
hundreds of Street Fighter.
But not remakes. Not on the same console. Like this is 1080p, 60 frames a second. And I mean, you'll be seeing if you're watching this, you can see it in 60 frames a second. It looks fantastic. It's really smooth, and it looks. I do think it looks a bit nicer than it did, if you know what I mean. But yeah, they've not taken that stuff out. That's for sure.
Right. Okay.
And it's kind of a shame, to be honest, because I don't want to dwell on this for a long time, but it's a shame because it's actually a really good fighting game. Like it's a really good fighting game, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the Dead or Alive series, for the most part, I want to say, now this is coming from someone who isn't a fighting game fan and just speaks to people who are, they do, I mean, the Dead or Alive series has a name for actually being good fighing games. It's just, the name is tarnished. Because
they've got some really cool stuff in there, like the way you can I mean, I suppose in other games you'd call it cancelling, but you can, if someone hits you and you time it right, you can turn that hit into a throw. I mean, one thing I had to do when I first started playing this, I should say it's the preview build that we're looking at here, because it's out on February the 20th. But this preview build on the PS4, first thing I had to do was go through a bit of the tutorial, because I just couldn't. It's been a while since I've played a fighter, because with these new consoles out for over a year, there's Injustice.
There's been remakes.
There's
Killer
Instinct.
Killer Instinct was an original. I mean, this is a remake as well. But Killer Instinct is the only one that comes to mind that is
new.
New.
This has got some new stuff. It's got 2 new characters, Raidu and Honoka. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing them right. And there's some new stages. And I mean, look, the one thing I would say is it's kind of bugging me how many HD remasters we're getting that aren't 1080-60. Because that's, like, if you're remaking a game that was 720p and 30, just going it's 1080p, it's not good enough for me. It needs to have that smooth frame rate, and this does. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So it's got that going for it, and that is a big thing. And to be honest with you, it's that smooth that I play it, and I'm like, I don't want a fighting game in anything less than 60 frames again. You know, I know some of the others have been announced as that, but I don't want to play a 30 frames fighter because this is next level shit. You know what I mean?
Of course, and I mean a fighting game is one of the. I mean, that certainly benefits from a higher frame rate.
Oh,
'cause,
yeah.
It's just so
Yeah, but you see, I didn't think
so
it would.
Twitch based.
I didn't think it would, and yet it does. You know, because it's something that, like, when you play, because Call of Duty has been the 60 frame game, really, hasn't it? I mean, like, even on 360 and PS3, that was the game that had 60 frames. Whereas no other games really did it regularly, and now we're in this new generation. You kind of want that all the time at 1080 60, and this is that. And it when you get a game like this, when you get a game that is 1080 60, you do think, I don't want anything less than this now.
See, like, I think the essential argument here is that yes, this game, Dead or Alive 5 last round, is 1080 60, which is great. Well done, everyone. Pat in the back. You're fantastic. But it's like, you know, in a way, you shouldn't be praising someone for doing that, because that should be expected.
Right, but,
at this
but
stage.
it's not. That's why I'm praising them.
Completely.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I know what you're saying. Like, not actually targeting this game, but
no.
other games.
But we're not
Because-
actually talking about this game anymore, are we? I mean, we haven't actually
No,
mentioned...
we're not.
I mean, it's difficult
Tell
because
me more. Tell me more.
You know, that sounds like you were about to do it from Greece then.
I thought you were going to... Okay, alright.
Tell me more, tell me more.
Yeah, I'm with you, I'm with you.
Yeah, okay. It's difficult because it's Dead or Alive 5.
It's Dead or Alive 5.
But it's really good, and it's
So
really smooth, you know.
Other than the... So you have 2 new characters.
Yep, 2 new stages. It's 1080p, 60 frames a second.
Will we just keep repeating that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, has there been anything else added to the package, or is this more or less...
Oh, there's new costumes and stuff, you know, the usual stuff you get in fighting games. It is very much... if there's a standard in upgrading a fighting game, this does follow that rule set, like, you know, all the characters, all the stuff like that, you know, a couple of new characters, a couple of new stages, and 1080p 60. But there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's I don't know, it's a weird one, because I guess people watching this or listening to this are going to be questioning, you know, do I want to do the upgrade? And the answer's, do you want a fighting game that's really good on your PS4? And if the answer to that is yes, then, like, do you know what I mean?
Like, was Injustice, just out of interest, was Injustice bumped up to...
I can't remember. I know it was 1080p, obviously, but I would expect not to be 60 because it was right on the PS4's release, wasn't it?
Was it?
It was pretty close to it.
It was.
Yeah.
You are right. Yeah. It was on PlayStation Plus last month or the month before, whenever it was. But you're right. It came out pretty much when the PS4 actually came out. But I mean, so all in all, you do seem actually pretty positive about this.
Look, to be absolutely honest with you, like, when it comes to fighting games, I love them, but I tend to veer around Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. I did play a bit of Dead or Alive 5, but I find the trouble with fighting games is when they all have different systems, you kind of have to pick the ones you play. And by hook of wanting to put something together for our audience to see, I've realised this is a really good fighting game, and I'm going to play some more of it. I don't want to dwell on it. You have to look past the perviness, because there is some stuff that's, but you know, no, I don't want to go into it because there are other people, and I'm sure other sites that will do that. I don't want to dwell on it because I want to get across that it's actually a really good game. Like if you can't ignore that stuff, then you can't ignore it.
Should you ignore it? If you get what I'm saying.
I don't know the answer to that. I can't answer for everyone. There's some there's some fucking dubious stuff in here, but I don't know. I mean, like the new character Honoka, I actually really like her character. She's actually not. Sorry, that sounds really weird. I like playing as her character. She's quick and nimble, whereas Raidu is like he's a big hulking, you know, guy, and he's quite slow. And in this kind of fighting game, I mean, you know, there will be people that love those characters. Like there'll be people who love playing as Zangief. But I always like those sort of smaller characters that are quicker and you can just smash out a combo real quick. I just really like the mechanics of the game, like the mechanics of this fighting game, and the fact that I'm playing it at 1080 60 is just really cool. So it's, do you know what I mean? It's out on the 20th of February. Hopefully from this video you'll be able to gauge your own interest on it, you know. And I think if you want a fighting game, this is a damn good one. yeah, ignoring that stuff that we've mentioned that we weren't going to mention.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's about it, really, Colm. I mean, I don't know what else more there is to say. It sounds great, looks great.
Those are fighting words, Adam. Those are fighting words. Thank you very much, Adam Cook, for your time, and thank you very much, dear viewer or listener, for enjoying this thing. Goodbye.
You're fired, mate. You're fired.
What? Me? Dick.